Hey viewers, welcome to another game Casual Pro Gamer. Today we are doing another Trundle game, and Trundle this time is playing top lane. So I requested some Trundle games, and a lot of people wanted to do this, but only one of them actually sent games to me. So if others will come in, then I will do them in the next weeks. Because obviously Trundle is a character that is strong enough to be featured multiple times on my channel. So once again, no spectator mode. Oh my god, why do I keep calling it observer mode? It's just kind of crazy. Anyhow, yeah, no spectator mode. So I can only see the top lane. And yeah, the Trundle is of course a melee champion. So we have to take care of that, because up against Nidalee here, and Nidalee is ranged and has a lot of good ranged skills, and yeah, obviously that is hard to deal with for a Trundle. So we're going to start off at blue here, because well, a Momo needs blue. Without blue there is really nothing he can do in the jungle, and yeah, he needs a good pull apparently, because he needs to stay alive for long enough to make this work. So we are starting off with the Rabbit Bite, which is just a whole lot of extra damage. Well, a whole lot. It's no, it's actually the same amount of damage. No, it's a little bit more. And it increases detect damage by 20 for 8 seconds. And it reduces the enemy's attack damage. So, yeah, all in all, that is just a good thing to have. The extra attack damage is more important than the little bit of extra damage, although you will of course take that extra attack damage if you can get it. And yeah, running into a trap there, so Nidalee starting off with the traps. And the Q, so the Rabbit Bite, also resets your auto attack, meaning that you actually have the ability to do 2 attacks in a row or at the same time, and going to do quite a bit of damage there to Nidalee. But because Nidalee is a ranged champion, she can retaliate pretty quickly and retaliate pretty well. And yeah, she did put a trap in that bush again. So Amumu is now at his red, and we are almost well, just over halfway to level 2. So level 3 coming up, and at level 3 he will have the pillar available. And oh, he's not going for that. Okay, so second level in the Rabbit Bite. And the Contaminate, yeah, that's a really useful one, but not so much against Nidalee. It does give you extra movement speed, which gets you out of ganks a little bit easier. It's also reduced CC, and yeah, I was talking about this a little bit earlier in one of the earlier casts. The blue on this looks horrible, but if you switch to the non-colorblind mode, so if I switch that off and I use it again, then you will see that what was horrible blue here will actually turn green, and then it looks fine. Then it looks okay. In fact, it looks quite good as an effect, but I just don't understand why they made that blue. Why that couldn't just stay green. I mean, they could just make a circle around it that was blue or something like that, but this looks pretty horrible, to be honest. And yeah, we will see it in a moment, because he is probably going to use that again really soon, because it is a very well, frequently used skill. And of course, with well, with the stats it provides, or with the things it provides, movement speed, attack speed, and crowd control reduction, yeah, it is a very good skill to use. So you can see how that is useful. So the attack speed increase and movement speed increase are there mostly for the ganks, where the crowd control reduction is there mostly for well, the in-lane effect. So it's something for everyone, I guess. and Amumu still hasn't come top lane. It isn't Amumu versus Amumu jungle here, and Amumu not getting stunned. Enemy Amumu. So yeah, without the spectator mode we cannot really watch the other lanes. And to be honest, I thought he had this turned on. But it may also just bug because there are several known bugs with it. Or, well, bugs that I know. Because, yeah, well, the rewind doesn't always work or doesn't work for the entire game on most games. And what is the most important for me is that even though people record things in spectator mode, they still don't work as spectator mode. So Amumu gets spotted by the traps, and Nidalee is just going to dodge him all day. And they are going to fight now, but Trundle is still at his turret farming. Because he needed to get those minions. He cannot sacrifice like 10 minions for the chance of getting this Nidalee. Of course, Nidalee can now still be ganked because she doesn't have her ultimate yet. Now she does have her ultimate, which makes it a lot more difficult. Because, yeah, she can just do that and just jump out of range. Because the pounce is such an important skill on her. She can still get killed, of course, but she has to overextend quite a bit to get killed in a normal way. And even then, she can still get out every now and then. So going aggressive on the Trundle here. And is Trundle going to... No, he's not going to be able to finish that. And he did have his ultimate. He didn't use it though. I'm not sure if he had no mana, but he didn't use it. And yeah, well, it's not a big surprise that he dies to Nidalee here, because Nidalee is of course a very hard champion, as I said in the beginning. She's ranged, he's melee, and that makes for a big difference. And yeah, bottom lane pushed up to the turret. Seems that they are not too aggressive. They are a little bit aggressive here, but it's all good. And Amumu going into this really aggressively for some reason. But maybe they can pick up a kill here. No, not managing to do that at all. But now our Trundle is coming in, and Trundle is going to wall off the... Nicely done. Wall off the escape here. He had to run all the way around that to get out. And are we now going to see a gank? No. Not coming in from the back. I thought he might come in from the back here. But... oh, in some trouble. Yeah. Swain gets the kill. And even with Swain out of mana now... yeah, that was indeed a Y. I don't understand why the Zerat would do this. He knows that Swain is very strong as long as he has mana, and it is of course not in his best interest to run forward and get killed. So yeah, just pushing the turret here with his minions, and we're going to, yeah, well, see the Nidalee defend that pretty easily. Nidalee, of course, in Cougar form, really good at just clearing out those minion waves. And yeah, Trundle, not so much. Trundle has to hit every one of them, well, in turn, making sure that he gets everyone, and Nidalee can just pounce on them, and then, well, use her 3 skills. And then change back into human form and finish off whatever didn't get killed. So a little bit of harass going off again. But Trundle buying enough health potions to stay alive for now. Does have the Heart of Gold to keep up with the gold and the extra armor. Or 2 extra armors now. So first of all, the ninja tabbies have armor, and then the extra cloth armor, just to make sure that he doesn't take too much damage from Nidalee. Nidalee can of course go AP and AD. Nowadays we see mostly AD. Nidalee's, although AP is still the strongest, AD is just safer. It's easier to use, and yeah, if you're not really used to throwing the javelins, then yeah, it's better to just go for the AD version, because if you keep missing your skill shots, you do 0 damage with AP. But on the other hand, if you're good at predicting where people are going to go, then the AP version is a lot stronger. It does a lot more damage. It is more of a method of sniping people than anything else. And yeah, it is still the best version of Nidalee, in my opinion. Of course, you can also go hybrid with the Rage Blade and things like that. And the Rage Blade really puts you in between the two, so it means that your skill shots do a lot of damage, your javelins. But if you miss them, it's not the end of the world. You can still do some pretty nice damage in Cougar form, and yeah, all in all, just get some nice AoE going, some nice minion damage. And yeah, we're just going to continue on. Going to go back, buy some Vampiric Scepter action, extra health pots, and going back to top lane. So bottom lane, yeah, let's have a look at the minions while we walk back. Currently 65 versus 80, so he's a little bit behind, but he does have the gold item. Zerat, I'm not sure. I'll try to keep an eye on this, but yeah, there are a lot of minions, so Trundle shouldn't go too aggressive here. And there is someone in there. Yep, I noticed him too. And he is going to get killed here, I'm afraid. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, he saw them at the same moment that I saw him, and wow. How did that happen? I was already out of that because Amumu was nowhere near the turret. I don't know. Something happened there. So mid lane 56 versus 52, so pretty equal there. 3 kills versus 2 kills. Bottom lane 75 versus 79, so that's pretty equal. And then the junglers, both of them being Amumu, 37 versus 46, so well, enemy Amumu a little bit ahead there. 3 kills and a few minions, which is a pretty big deal. So all in all, yeah, we're a little bit behind here. Obviously Trundle is also behind on the Nidalee. Yeah, Trundle would have done better with a little bit of support from his jungler. Yeah, he died there to the gank from a jungler, and that is exactly the way that's supposed to go. Because top lanes normally are kind of decided by little things, so like that one gank can actually set the tone for this entire lane. And if you can get that going early game, so if you can get an early game gank off and kill someone, then obviously the rest of the game there you're going to have this this little bit of an advantage to start with, and then that will spiral into more of an advantage. Because if you have an advantage in items and in damage and in level and all kind of goodiness, the way that Nidalee has that now, then oh, nice pillar, making sure that he can actually get out of there. Nicely done. He needs to place his ward. But yeah, if you have a little bit of an advantage in this top lane, you're going to be able to zone out the enemy a little bit. So if you, for example, if you get a kill and you get a little bit more minions, then you recall and you come back in lane and you have just a one Doran's Blade more than your enemy, for example. then you're going to be able to zone out the enemy, because you're going to be able to harass them more than they can harass you. And because you can do more damage, the enemy is not going to be able to do a whole lot in the form of well, harassment, and in the form of getting the minions. So you will get ahead more in minions, and that will lead to another kill probably, because the enemy will try to get those minions. And yeah, if you get that other kill, then you can zone them out even more, and blah blah blah. So if the jungler can help you out in the early game by getting you a kill, or getting the enemy laner behind, then obviously you're going to do a lot better in your lane. Because that's how this lane works. It's the same for mid lane, but mid lane is a little bit easier to gank. Top lane only has the double golems next to it for the purple team, and blue buff for the purple team, for the blue team. Sorry. So all in all, it is just, yeah, it's a very hard thing to gank, because you're never near it. And by the way, you notice that I said that I would point out the contaminate, but I didn't point it out because it's just it floats so well, it blends so well with the background. That's why I don't understand why they made that blue, because that is just not the way to go. A little bit of a lag in the replay there. It's the second one, but I didn't point out the first one. So Nidalee doing a little bit of damage there. But with Trundle having 121 armor now, it shouldn't be too much of a problem anymore. Going back once more, this is kind of how you play top lane. Getting even more armor, 166 now. And Nidalee has 150 damage. But that is now negated for 62%. So that 166 damage, only 1/3 of that is going to be left. And yeah, you can see how that is a huge amount. So actually 40% will be left, but same difference. So that's about 60 damage that she does with a basic attack, and that's a lot better than the 160 that she could actually do. So the blue team going for the dragon here, and they pick up a relatively easy dragon. Don't know if anyone was dead on the enemy team. No, they just didn't ward. Well, there is a pink ward over here, but that's, well, doesn't block out anything. And what's the remaining time here? Oh, it's 180. Okay, so it doesn't update. With the observer system, no, spectator mode, I still can't see these things. So here I can see it because he's actually focusing on this region of the map, and therefore we can see how long it still takes for that ward to time out. But on the bottom lane, as you saw, it just says 180 out of 180. And with the spectator mode, you can't see that either. So kind of doesn't change that. And yeah, we have some lags going on my part this time. But if that's it, then it's not too bad. So yeah, there has been a lot of, well, not a lot of lag, there have been some lags in this game, and apparently Zerat was affected by them as well. So might once again be some server trouble. And it seems that, yeah, this lane is now pretty much stabilized. Nidalee is coming in to, well, deal damage to the minions, but she's not really going for the harassment anymore. She's pretty happy the way things are going. And no, you need to let it draw it to you. You need to draw it all the way over here. Yeah, he wants to stay aggressive, he wants to stay in range of that, well, of the rest of the map, otherwise you feel so disconnected from the rest of the map. And yeah, he's going to easily pick up these last two minions, and let's see if he actually is catching up, because I don't think so. 136 versus 163, so no, he's not actually catching up. That's because Nidalee can take all these minions without Trundle being able to do anything about it. And of course Nidalee is now jungling, so he needs to push a little bit more, because the minions are going to get, yeah, caught in front of the tower. And oh no, the big minion is also getting caught, so... And Nidalee is coming back in to snipe well, most of the minions. She lost 3 there, but if she jungled in the meantime, then that is probably well worth it. At least she didn't come back with a blue buff, because blue buff is up, and I think that just came up, but... Oh, a Mumu versus a Mumu here, and oh nice, he does get the kill. And are they going to snipe the enemy a Mumu as well? Nope. It's a very interesting team fight to watch, of course. Really nothing to see. Every now and then we see a skill, but... Yeah, so seems that Ezreal gets shut down there by Nidalee, and with Nidalee in this middle lane, yeah, she used her ult twice, but probably the first one didn't go off. I saw that as well, but I assumed that the first one didn't go off and it was just a mistake on the replay system. But yes, she did use her ultimate twice. That is kind of strange, because if they saw it in game, then it must have been a bug of some kind, because that is not how that's supposed to work. I don't know. It may just be a normal thing. It probably is. They probably got the kill before the first ultimate went off, or actually hit, and then it still looks like it hits, or yeah, well, I don't know. It just looked very strange, but anyhow, yeah, continuing on here in the top lane, and with the amount of armor he has, Nidalee is going to, and there's the Contaminator. Now you can see the green gas clouds kind of coming from it, and the green bubbles. And yeah, if they changed the green bubbles to like blue, but kept the middle just, yeah, the color of the map, which is in this case green, that would be much better. So Trundle going full in here, and he is going to be in some trouble, because he's not going to manage to get out if he's not careful. And yeah, there we go, not managing to get out. Told you. Yeah, I think there was a lag involved there, because he went down way too much in one of those hits.
An ally has been slain.
He went back into turtle range. Haha. Now it looks like he did really have a lag on that, but, well, not on the replay system, so it's not on his computer. It must have been then on the server. If yeah, we can't really see that, because, well, we need the original video for that, plus where he clicked and things like that. But that's not registered with this replay. So they're going to lose mid tower here. And Amumu and well, Amumu and Alistar running around here. Amumu still has double buff, so I wonder why he isn't giving that to Swain, for example, the blue buff, and well, the red buff I guess he can take, but I guess Nidalee would do a lot better with that red buff. So everyone just farming along and making sure that they can go into the late game. They go into the team fighting phase with as much gold as they can possibly get. How are we doing? So our Ezreal has an Infinity Edge now, some lifesteal going, and should be building up to whatever his next item is, which is probably a Phantom Dancer, seeing how he built the Infinity Edge first. So once he has the Zeal, he should be able to leave the lane and just well, start to kill enemies. So Amumu over here fighting the other Amumu, and it's going to be Amumu ult into Amumu ult. Yeah, lots of damage going off. Unfortunately, Trundle is all the way on the other side of the map. And everyone is just getting crushed here. So excellent, 0 for 3. And oh yeah, 0 for 4.
Your turret has been destroyed.
And yeah, well, Trundle is just going to farm along. And what's this enemy team going to do? They are going to take out this ward. There is no dragon. There is a red buff, however, but they may just go for like blue buff, red buff, and they may actually come for this this Trundle. But Trundle has no wards out, so he has no way to see that. One guy in mid, so it's pretty obvious that the rest is coming top, and there they are. Well, one of them showing up. The rest not actually showing themselves, but I'm pretty sure there's more than one guy here. Yeah, I have to agree with the choice there on him pushing his lane, or well, getting all of his minions. He got a lot of minions out of that, and they shouldn't have engaged like that. You're behind. It's 13 to 16, so the enemies were, well, not ahead in kills, but they were ahead in everything else. And yeah, it's just it's better to just stay away from the enemies. Anyhow, yeah, a lot of team fight here going on, and oh, Ezreal missing everything, so Alistar doesn't even die, but he is going to die now. Trundle going in, and should be able to do a lot of damage here before dying. Oh, he didn't even die because he ran out in time, and oh, come on, get the 2 more kills. Yeah, Nidalee is not going to die unless they can actually land a stun here. Yep. That might do it. Nidalee is going to run back, and Trundle in some real trouble here. Yeah, they are going to grab the kill. Wow, that was a hard fought battle. So yeah, the team fight ended up to be kind of equal. There's 3 kills between them. I don't know what it was previously. I think it's about the same. Yeah, they were 3 kills behind, I think. But yeah, it's better for the the party who's behind to get that 3 versus or 4 versus 4 trade than for the guys that are ahead, because the relative distance is yeah, it's much more important in this case than the absolute difference, because having well, a 1k gold difference is huge when you're starting, but not as important when you both have 50k gold. And it doesn't really matter anymore. And are they finally going to snipe this top lane tower? Because it is kind of time to start doing that. Nidalee has been pretty strong all game. And a Mumu. No, he doesn't get spotted. It was a really risky thing to do. There is a ward here somewhere. And are they going to now snipe this turret? Even though Nidalee is defending it. Yep, they are going to get the turret. And now it is 2 versus 2. And they should go on the Alistar. No, Alistar gets out. But Alistar has to use everything he had on that. And yeah, they should go on the Alistar first. Not because he's the better target, but because he had an Oracles. And Nidalee is very hard to snipe unless you can nuke her down pretty early. And that's exactly what happened afterwards. But Nidalee was going to, or is going to know that. And she's going to stay in. So she's not going to run away. And if you can get Alistar out of the fight straight away, then obviously that is a good idea. Trundle getting killed there by a Mumu. And a Mumu getting another kill there on the Ezreal, and actually is going to grab a kill on the Taric as well. No. So our Mumu gets killed, and yeah, that was a 2 for 3 trade, I think. No, a 0 for 3. No, that can't be right. Oh, they started off with 2 kills. No, with 1 kill. Yeah, they only got Nidalee, I think. Yeah, anyhow, we'll see that in the end. Oh, 5. That is painful. So yeah, they're now 6 ahead. So yeah, that's it was 2 for 5 because they were 3 ahead, and now they're 6 ahead. So yeah, Dragon is up. The enemy team is going for this turret, however. They're going to get it too, because there's no way that they can defend that. And I'm guessing that now the enemy team will go for Dragon, because they can snipe the Dragon in a few seconds. And yeah, the enemy team not going for it, it seems. And that is kind of a strange decision, because Dragon is a really valuable target. So the ward being placed here, seeing Nidalee come in. And I think they have a ward on this. They do have a smite though. Yep, they do get the Dragon. And now it's a 3-on-4 team fight, and they should just back out. Amumu might still die, but... Oh, the fourth person comes in, but Amumu is already dead. And yeah, so he dies straight on, and yeah, Trundle and Taric left. Taric runs out, and is Trundle going to be able to do anything? Oh, nice. The stun going off, and that makes him able to actually get the kill there. So another kill there for Trundle, and Trundle is going to just wipe the floor with his enemy team. And they're not going to get a Mumu because he has too much HP, too much, well, dangerous things going on, and no, they're going to die if they stay in. No. Oh, why? Told you. So Mumu playing that very well, staying or well running back to his turret as soon as he could. and got the kill out of that. That was a shame. Anyhow, yeah, going for red here. Or well, Azrael is going for red, and he should have no problem taking that. There we go. And let's hope he doesn't die with it instantly. I'm going to fast forward a little bit here because Trundle is still dead. There's nothing else to see, and we are going back into the lane. Keep in mind that because I fast forward, the cooldown timers on the summoner skills as well as on the normal skills may not be correct. There are currently no timers on the normal skills, but yeah, he may use his exhaust or his ghost when it is still on cooldown. Now you know where that comes from. It seems there is a ward over here somewhere because they saw the Trundle. I don't know what this Zerat is trying to do, but well, just using his skills, I guess, for no good reason. Wow. Kind of messed up team fight because yeah, they started off as kind of a divided team, and now they are 3 versus 1 here, and they should get this, and then they can get the Nidalee if they hurry. But come on, no, 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 this is not good. Nidalee is going to focus the Azrael. Azrael gets out of there, and now Trundle is in some trouble. Oh, the heal going off, and there you go. It was not a good start, then they pulled it back, and then they stayed in too long. But yeah, Azrael ran out halfway through, and that was what caused the decrease in the amount of damage they did. And all in all, yeah, that was not what you want to happen. I wish I had the spectator mode here, then I could rewind that fight. See again what happens. And yeah, they're going to take down a turret here. That's AD Nidalee, of course, and AD Nidalee gets a lot of damage done on the turrets, just like any AD. So yeah, lots of damage on Nidalee, but also Amumu, so enemy Amumu doing pretty well. At least he had a huge killing spree going, 10 and 6, so he actually has the most kills. Caitlyn has a lot of minions and a lot of kills. So does Trundle, but yeah, Azrael is the same on minions, I guess, but. Oh, actually, oh no, hang on. Actually, ahead in kills. I was comparing to the 10, but no, actually ahead in kills on that that Caitlyn. So they might still have a chance to win here. Well, they are behind, of course. I mean, they're 8 kills behind. They are minion-wise. No, they're not behind. I guess. The Amumu versus Amumu is pretty much the same. Well, there's 20 minions in between them, but the 10 kills on Amumu, I'm just going to ignore those because he's not going to do a whole lot. Other than his ultimate, he doesn't really have to have anything to bring to the team fight. And he can get some damage done, of course, but yeah, as you can see, he gets nuked down still pretty easily. What he needs to do is protect his teammates, and if he goes aggressive all the time, then there's really not a whole lot he can do. So yeah, getting an ace for 1. Only Zerat dying, and they're going to get this Baron now. And with the Baron, they're going to get an advantage in the game, and hopefully they will be able to pull this back to get some turrets going. Because getting some turrets here would be really, really nice. So finally, good engage. Finally, they sniped the right champions, and Amumu didn't get to do a whole lot of damage. Because Amumu, yeah, he does a little bit of damage now. Well, quite a lot of damage actually. Because, well, he is completely fed. So yeah, another lag in the replay, not on my computer. So they are going for this turret now, and they may actually get the inhibitor as well. Although the entire enemy team is up, so it is risky, but they're still going to go for it. And with Trundle there, they should have no problem. Because Asriel also does a nice bit of damage. And let's see, Asriel actually 11 kills now. Has Infinity Edge, has Last Whisper. Doesn't have a Phantom Dancer though. And this guy has Infinity Edge, Phantom Dancer and the Bloodthirster. So I think she's still doing better item-wise. I don't understand why. Because the Asriel is supposed to have more gold. So Nidalee getting nuked down here by the entire team. And oh, Trundle getting headbutted back. And it is, yeah, time to back off. All the skills were used. And yeah, the turret that gets taken down, but yeah, there goes the enemy team. Yeah, they didn't back off in time. They lose 3 champions here. Maybe 4. That's 3, that's 4. So yeah, that was just because they didn't get out when they should have. I'm not saying that they all would have gotten out, but at least some of them would have survived. But the whole enemy team was collapsing on them, and they were all still high health. But after that snipe on Nidalee, they should have focused the turret and then gotten out. But instead they decided to go for the enemy team, and someone still sniped the turret. But that was not what was supposed to happen, obviously. So Trundle can take quite a bit of damage for his team, but he still has a limited amount of damage he can take.
Your inhibitor has been destroyed. Rampage.
Trundle respawns, and Asriel gets the kill there. And we are going to fast forward a little bit, because I'm a little bit worried about the amount of hard disk space I still have available. I should have plenty, but yeah, this game is already lasting for quite a bit. So they get a dragon, and yeah, this part of the game is really not that interesting anyway. Now it becomes a little more interesting, because now there's actually an enemy here. Nidalee is running around at that turret. Oh, getting sniped. The blue buff is still up. Nidalee gets nuked down, and if Amumu now gets killed, then they have this team fight in the bag. Yep, there we go. And they should have this now. Triple kill for Asriel, that is excellent. And a kill for Trundle. But they are going to snipe this last dude too. There we go. It's all about sniping the correct people. You have to know who to get first. And even though they lost the Zerat before the team fight started, they still managed to pull it out. They still pulled off a 5-for-1 in a 4 versus 5 fight. And yeah, just going to snipe this turret. And because they have a fat AD carry, they can pretty much take down the turrets. And yeah, with the AD carry, it's not just the Ezreal, because Ezreal is dead here, but also the Trundle, who has a lot of damage going. I mean, 255 damage, that is almost carry worthy. But he still has 285 armor, 174 magic resist. So you can see how that does a lot of damage to the turrets, while still being super tanky. And of course the armor buff from what's his name? Taric does add to that, making it over 400 when he uses ultimate. Wow. So 315 with the armor buff on Taric, and they could actually go in here. They shouldn't, but they could, because these are three tanky champions, and that's why they shouldn't. And they have no mana going, and oh, this is so risky. Yeah, so it didn't work out. Ezreal is going to come in and yeah, get sniped immediately. And might actually pick up this one kill, but yep, he gets the one kill, but is going to get killed for it. Yep. So Zerat wanted to flash in between the two. But yeah, they engaged at much too low mana. And with the fourth team member on the enemy team coming in, yeah, that was not a good engage. Anyhow, we're going to fast forward a little bit again. And the enemy team getting, wow, getting 2 Nexus turrets here. I was kind of trying to get rid of the yeah, the kind of pointer you have on Wriggle's Lantern. Well, it's where you place a ward. And they are going to grab another Baron here, which is excellent. That is what you want to see. An Oracle's Elixir now on Taric. And if you can manage to hold on to that, oh, and on Trundle, wow. If they can manage to hold on to those, then they can do the Barons and Dragons from now on. As well as just run to the forest, to the jungle freely. So both of them now only have their Nexus remaining, and that is pretty amazing. And wow, lots of damage on Caitlyn, but Caitlyn is going to be fine. She's going to heal and going to be back in the fight, because the only way to get her out of the fight is to actually kill her. And oh, I thought Trundle would go for the Nexus straight away, but he's not. He's going for this the kill on this Nidalee, and yeah, that's going to be no problem. Has his ghost running, and there's no way that she can snipe him. So Caitlyn is going to die next, and well, so does the Mumu. And now with 4 guys still remaining, this is the end. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed. It was a pretty entertaining match, I think, with Nexus versus Nexus left, but the Baron made all the difference in the end. So anyway, hope you enjoyed. I will see you next time. GG.